Hello and welcome to ARK, the complete series. Well, I've been busy. I mean really busy. I've been spending a lot of time on the surface, just trying to get decent loot, decent saddles for for the rock drake, for the megalosauruses, for the spinos. But it's also like loot for me, for my armor and so on. So I mean, yeah, I've been at it for ages, and so far this is pretty much the best I've got. I mean, I haven't been able to find anything better than these. These were just a drop that we got. The nearest I could get for a blueprint, I believe, is these ones here. Yeah, because I made those ones, whereas I found those ones. When it comes to the actual the helmets, that's the best I've been able to get. Now that's from a blueprint that I found. That's the best sort of suit that I've found, which is 159. We did find a blueprint, which is this one here. Now that's 143, so it's got pretty good durability. So even though it's got slightly better armor than this one's got, it's got the better durability, and that's what's pretty much important. I mean, we're right down here in the red zone. The armor that I've got isn't too important. It'd be great because if I come off this rock drake, yeah, I need something to protect me. But at the moment, I just need protection from the radiation. The better the durability, the longer these things are going to last. So yeah, a bit of a compromise going on. And for the actual pants that I've got, 344 is pretty good. That's the sort of thing I'd be really looking for, like well over 300 durability. Those were crafted. Just having a look. No, those ones are the crafted ones, yeah. So those ones have got 130, so you can see they've got slightly better armor. Now, I was running with these ones for a while, and then these ones just suddenly popped up. The boots, these ones, we found these ones, but I have got somewhere that I crafted these ones here. So they've got a durability of 270 versus 327. So that's pretty good, I must admit. I'm quite pleased with them. Hello. I wonder what that was. But anyway, I'm getting distracted because the reason we're actually down in the red zone and the reason I went to all the trouble of getting this blooming armor in the first place is because we're going to be spending a bit of time down here. Or at least I thought I was, because, well, we're going after the Artifact of the Stalker. So I've come all the way right down here. So that's at about 81 getting on 47. And that's the cave entrance. It's not as bad as I remember. This is a big cave. I mean, it's easy to get lost. And if you haven't been in here before, you can spend a long time trying to find this blooming artifact. But I found a relatively easy way. I was actually going to bring Olivia with me. I don't know why I've got these two on me. I shouldn't have brought them, to be honest. I don't even need the bulldog, to be honest. But I was going to bring Olivia, my otter, but the trouble is she's not protected against the radiation. I mean, I could use, there's a tonic that you can give them, but it only lasts so long. Now it means I would have to keep getting off, and well, yeah, a bit too much of a hassle. But now that I've found it's easier to just go and do a hit and run job, that's the plan. So you can see we're coming into the cave now. And if you know where to go, it's actually not that bad. Now, having a rock drake really helps. One thing you don't want is your light pet to have the light charged, because there's a lot of seekers out here and they're a real pain. But yeah, I would strongly recommend coming in here with a rock drake. I've done it before a long time ago when Aberration first came out. I think I came through here with Ravagers. So, you put zip lines across there, for instance, but don't really need it when you've got the rock drake. So you can avoid a lot of hassle. Let me put it that way. And I mean a lot of hassle. It depends what you want to come in here for. For me, I'm just going to do like hit and run jobs of coming in, getting the artifact as and when I need it, and then we'll make do. So I think there's only about 2 I need to get. One for sure, one we'll use for the actual boss fight, because I'll do those boss fights in order. Because I need to gauge things, because it's such a long time since I did Aberration, that I want to get a good idea of how difficult Rockwell is now compared to back then. So, we've come into the entrance. First thing we need to do is to get over there. And I've hit the wall straight away. I didn't want to do that. No, where you going, dude? That's a drawback. These rock drakes, they like to climb around. Let's put it that way. Right. Right, I'm just gonna... I can't climb around for quite a while. We're just gonna zip around here. Zip around here. But you might notice, actually, I went into camouflage. I should have mentioned that. Because you can hide from things. So we've come through that first pass there. So that's just down that route there. Now, what we want to do is swing a left. I think it's those things there that give you the clues as to where you want to go. Well, kind of roughly. So we're coming down to here. What I'm looking for is a waterfall. Ah, there it is. There's the waterfall over there. I want to keep that waterfall on my right to begin with. I'm going to take a left here. I'm just going to park myself over here. Because we're running out of stamina. So I'm just going to park over here for a while. And we've got Nameless. Just what we don't need. I'm just going to... Trouble is, I can't be climbing up things because climbing up things drains your stamina. If they're going to drop off the edge, it would make my life easier, to be honest. But they're going to drop off the edge. Yeah, I'm going to keep climbing up there. It's kind of a bit of a compromise, I suppose. I mean, I'll have to put up with them because I need my stamina back more than anything. But then I'll climb back up there. They're not doing too much damage. Most things seem to be avoiding us, which is a good thing. The bigger problem, I think, is just the hassle of those seekers. Right, so we came in from over there. So you can see there was like blue lights on the wall. We came in through that path there, and we kept the actual waterfall to our right. So I've just literally just bounced across to that pillar and then across to that one. Now that gives me my next reference. If you look at those sort of lights up there, there's a one over there, there's a one over there. So we want to be literally over there where it's a nice shiny grey colour. It's a bit nice and bright. That's where I want to head over to next. So I can zip up to there or I can zip up to there, depending on where the rock drake's going to let me point. But let's see what we can pull off here. There we go. Right. That's a lot of trouble. So I'm gonna head up to here. So climbing up where you've got these blue crystal-like things hanging out of the walls, and climb all the way up here. So I've got myself on a ledge. Actually, I just realised I should have put my camouflage back on. Right, so we're up at the ledge, and you've got these kind of like little crystals down here. So if we just turn around, et voila, there is our artifact. So I suppose what I could do to make my life a bit easier, just to make sure are you on passive? I can't tell. Yeah, you're on passive, right? I may as well. I mean, I could just bounce over there and I can clear them with a rock drake, to be honest, but I don't want to trank them. No, tranking them's not such a good idea. I'll just pull them over the edge to get them out of the way. Because if I'd come in with Olivia, I could have just stayed over there for a while, to be honest, but... Right, other than that, I'm not too fussed. Ugh. Dude, where are you going? Where on earth are you going, dude? Oh, right, we'll get rid of these then. So that's just a few seekers. After this, I'm going to have to put our light charge on, otherwise we're going to get hassled. No end of hassle from these blooming names. And there you go. There's your artifact. I was wondering what that was. So that's the Artifact of the Stalker. Woohoo! Pretty easy. Yeah, that's it. Literally. Probably one of the... Actually, it's one of the easiest ones to get. I mean, I came down here. I mean, I went to so much trouble to get all these different types of armor because I expected to be here for a while. I mean, I've still got like extra sets of armor just in case. And it wasn't that bad finding it, to be honest. Because I mean, it tells you where it is on the wiki anyway. I mean, where about? Let's see, where do we come out at? 91.6, 51.4, so it's pretty much where the wiki says it is. But yeah, it's on this strange little shelf up here. Now, of course, if I'd brought Olivia down with me, I'd have been able to get quite a lot of these in one go. So I'm just curious what's down here before we head back up. Well, that's a nice shiny looking featherlight over there. Oh, that. It's funny, there's quite a lot of level 50s I'm finding in here, but that is a seriously cool coloured featherlight. Might come back here and try and tame that one. Bit difficult because they're up at a height that's all of the flying up in the air. But yeah, I mean, you could just basically park yourself up here now and then wait for that to respawn if you've got an otter. So otherwise we've got to go back in the opposite direction to get back out again. So we're going to head over to up there. This may as well get my stamina back first. So I'm going to have to head down to that shelf down there by the looks of it. So we'll just crawl down there. So that's where we came in. Oh, I don't want that. Dude, where are you going? Where on earth are you going, dude? Oh. I'm back up here. So we're back at that kind of waypoint that we were at. And what we want to be doing is heading for... Wait and see those lights over there, because ultimately we want it back over there. So there's this time we've got the waterfall on our left. So... Oh. Oh. That felt a little too close. Right, I'll just park myself around here. Well, oh, we've got quite a bit of stamina left, and then we'll just come back through here. And there you go. So we've got one artifact. It's taking me, what, 10 minutes roughly? Most that's spent actually explaining what it is I'm doing and where I'm going. So that's a pretty easy sort of like artifact to find, I must admit. I mean, it's a bigger cave, to be honest. I mean, feel free to explore it if you're looking for anything within the cave, things like loot crate and what have you. Explore notes, but for me, it's really just getting the artifacts now. Right, now we just need to head back to base. Well, we're now back at base, and I've added in the Artifact of the Stalker to our collection, so that completes the entire set, because there's only 3 on the map. And that's all you need if you want to do Rockwell at Gamma level. And that is the plan. I want to do it at that level. I want to do it at the so-called easy level first, because, I mean, Rockwell is, I think, to me, it is the toughest boss to take on. Especially at solo level, because you've got to do a lot of work yourself. With other boss fights, it's pretty much gather a big army of dinos, throw them at the boss, and it's a DPS race basically. Rockwell, yeah, not so easy. It's okay when you've got friends, but when it's just yourself, it's much harder. You do still need, you know, your dinos to help you, but yeah, it needs a bit of thought. And I mean, I need better like saddles, and there's going to be tributes that we're going to have to collect to do the beta level and the alpha level. But yeah, for Gamma we just need those, but we're just not quite ready yet. Now, I have actually gone back to that cave and I've been doing multiple runs, because I got about halfway there on the second run when it dawned on me I wouldn't be able to tell when the Mushroom Brew runs out on our otter, Olivia. Just want to have a look at her, because she doesn't have much health. You can see she's got like 133 health, so she's not going to survive much radiation. So it got me thinking a bit, because as soon as she gets popped out of a cryopod, she'll start taking radiation, and the trouble is, what happens is you start to see these numbers coming off your pet. You can't tell whether they're actually taking damage, because, you know, common sense is you'll give them this Mushroom Brew, but the trouble is you're still seeing these floating numbers, so it's going to be very, very difficult to tell when the Mushroom Brew runs out and it doesn't stack. With like an Ankylo, for instance, when I go out and mine the red gems, I'm actually riding the Ankylo, and I can tell, oh, it's taken this much radiation, it's got this long left on its Mushroom Brew, and as soon as it runs out, I can reapply it. And it's just not the same with like a little pet like the otter there. So I actually had to think, and I went out and I tested an Abberant Otter, and unfortunately they still take radiation. So the aberrant dinos on this map, they don't all, you know, they don't all have a protection against radiation, unfortunately. So it didn't make any difference in this case, which meant, yeah, multiple runs. So to make my life easier, what I did is I repurposed one of my teleporters, put it outside of the cave. I then did multiple runs from the teleporter to the artifact. So I just went in there, picked up an artifact, came back, put it into a cupboard, and I just kept repeating that until I had about 6 or 7 of them. And then when I was finished, I was just teleporting backwards and forwards between the cave entrance and the base, and just carrying one artifact at a time. So that did it, as you know, for me anyway. So we've got all of those artifacts. I've got a lot of these. So yeah, I've got enough to do quite a lot of runs really against Rockwell. I think I'm going to need quite a few. But while I was down there, I mean, I did manage to get that red featherlight over there. He was tricky, I must admit. He was quite high up in the air. I ended up building about, I think it was about 2 walls high, and putting in a couple of ramps and then a ceiling just so I could get up to his height, and then just tame him using one of the seeds. Now this dude on the other hand here, now he was a much easier one. He'll actually show up on my thumbnail for this episode. He looked more of a shade of blue to me, I must admit, but he was at just a height where I could literally just jump up and tame him from there. So I must admit, he looks a lot different to what I first saw him, because he looks more like shades of grey than shades of blue, but he still looks cool, I must admit. I really like him. This one, I must, though, I mean, I don't know, it just stands out, all those different shades of red there. Let's see if we can relight there. Yeah, shades of red and orange, it's really cool colours. Anywho, like I was saying, we've got all of the artifacts now. We don't need anything else to take on Rockwell at Gamma level. But yeah, still quite a lot to get prepared for a boss fight like that. That's all for other episodes. Well, thanks for making it to the end of this episode. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If so, then please leave a like, as it'll encourage YouTube's algorithms to suggest the video to others who might like it as well. If you have any tips or tricks for ARK, then please leave them in a comment below, as it would benefit anyone watching this. Though I appreciate any feedback at all, even if it's just to say hello. If you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing. It's free. Just remember to click the little bell icon though, as you should get reminders then when new content goes out. And if you'd like to support the channel, then consider becoming a Patreon. Alternatively, there's the option to make a one-off contribution through PayPal. I've left links for both options in the description below. But above all, I hope you like watching these videos as much as I enjoy playing ARK. Bye!